Everybody wants a reef tank, but nobody wants to put in that work. Let's get it. Coral placement is very essential to the overall health of your reef tank. Some corals might like high flow, some might like low flow. With that being said, some corals might like high light and some corals might only like low light. So it's very important for your coral's overall health. Now, before you go out and buy that brand new coral, I need you to do one thing for me, and that's to research the coral that you are trying to buy. See, in this hobby, research can help you in the long run. It can keep everything running and everything going. So it's very important that you do your research on everything you do. As I said in other videos, everybody wants a reef tank, but nobody wants to put in the work. Everybody wants a what? A reef tank, but nobody wants to put in that work. There are tools out there that you can buy that can help you place your corals in a better spot. But guys, look, I can't afford those tools, and hey, we all in the same boat probably. So hey, I'm gonna show you how I do it. Overall, everybody's tank is different, so this is just the way I do it, and so far I have been very lucky with doing it this way. It is important that before you place any coral on your aquascape, to make sure that you start your corals lower in the tank to give them time to adjust to your levels in your tank. So you have your three main types of coral. You have your SPS, your LPS, and your soft corals. These three main types help me decide where I'm gonna place a coral in the reef tank. SPS corals are usually corals that start at they like the top of the reef tank because they like the flow and they like that, you know, they love that light. So if you got SPS corals, they love to be at the top of the reef tank. These corals I call the BLE corals, the big light energy coral. So your SPS corals are like your acropora, your montipora, most of your encrusting corals. Them type of corals, they love it. They love that high flow, and they love that high energy from your lights. These guys, they can take the heat, and they can stay in the kitchen. It's important to give SPS corals plenty of space to grow, because as they grow, they will go into war with their neighboring coral. So it's very important to give them enough space to grow out and make those thick, long branches that we see in acropora out in the wild. So even with montipora, it's very important to have like a strategic placement of that coral, because it can shadow out corals below it. So it's very important to give these corals plenty of space. LPS corals are corals that like medium to high flow and medium to high light. They're large polystony corals, and they like, you know, they give you that motion that you see in the ocean, the motion of the ocean. But yeah, that's the type of corals they are. LPS corals, while they can take a beating with the flow, but they don't need too much flow, because you can really blow them off their skeleton. So it's very important to give them the right amount of flow that they can take. So keep that in mind. It needs to be like a little bounce, but it doesn't need to be like a forceful push. You don't want to push them off the skeleton. That's very important. LPS corals are your hammers, your frog spuns, and your torches. You also have gunnies, and you have a host of other corals that are called LPS corals too. But yeah, they like that medium to high flow, that medium to high light. Your torch can take a beating too. It can be at the top of your reef tank too. So that's a nice coral to put at the top of your tank too. Sometimes you have corals that can be anywhere in the tank, such as your soft corals. The soft corals, they can be anywhere in your tank as long as you adjust them to that light first, like zoanthids, letters, mushrooms. No, mushrooms, they love low light, so I keep them down at the bottom. But yeah, but soft corals can be placed anywhere in the reef tank, pretty much. Soft corals like zoanthids, you usually can see them growing anywhere in a reef tank. They can be up high, they can grow down low, it doesn't matter really where you put zoanthids. I've seen them anywhere in a reef tank. Yeah, those corals are very adaptable to your environment in your reef tank. Whenever you find a proper spot for your corals, make sure you try to keep it there for at least 2 or 3 weeks. Corals are creatures that do not like being moved around too much. You can really stretch your coral out. So if you place your coral in the tank and you realize, you know, that's not really a good area, try to give it a couple of weeks first before you decide to put that coral and move it to another location, because you can really stretch that coral out. With that being said, I like to keep my coral on the frag plug that it comes on, only because eventually the coral will encrust across that frag plug, and then you won't see that coral plug anymore. So yeah, what corals are you looking forward to getting into this year? Put them in the comments down below so I can see what corals and what ideas y'all guys have going on for this year too. Me personally, I think I'm getting more into acropora. So on this channel, you probably start to see a little more acropora. Yeah, I know, a little more difficult coral to keep, but I'm down for the challenge. And nothing can bag me out of it. I got it in my mind that I'm just gonna be an acropora god. But we're gonna see about that. This week's shout out goes to CO Reefing. And hey, thanks for the comment, man. I really love the comment. If you want to get a shout out on this channel, make sure you drop them comments. Something positive, something to keep me motivated. If you want to be on the next shout out, make sure you drop them comments. Let's get it, baby. All our reefers have made mistakes. If you make a mistake on the coral, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, we all make mistakes. We all have deaths in the reef tank. Watch this video right here if you want to see all the mistakes that us reefers eventually make at some point. Let's get it.